Hey, Thomas here. I'm recording this to show you how to quickly and easily clone a webinar on Stealth Seminar. For example, you go in here, you go to Cash for Your Dreams with Alan Schnur. Let's say you want to clone that, so you want to put in a recording of another promoter, which really isn't really the way that we should work Stealth Seminar, but so be it. Here it is. The seminar title, it does not have to be unique, and the problem is, in this case here, let's see, what we want to put here is, and Josh Brown. This title here is actually going to appear on the top of the webinar page when people go see it. So you can't just put anything you want there. You can, but it's going to be visible. So I consider that a little bit of a disadvantage because you won't be able to identify easily multiple instances of essentially the same webinar that's set up for different affiliates if you don't specify that here in that event overview list. So then you put the start date here. We are now going to be October 20th. And you choose the schedules here. The schedules essentially aren't all that important because the way we have the squeeze page set up, it overrides this. So you can just ignore that and leave it like this. Now here is going to be the actual webinar recording. That has to be selected here. We don't have that yet. So essentially, cloning a seminar can be done in two big steps. One is just get the squeeze page up and running, and that can be done in like 15 minutes. That's what I'm going to show you now. And then the second step is put in the new webinar recording and make any adjustments that have to do with that. So for step one here is just getting a squeeze page up and running. Is very simple, very easy. You just set the new start date here. You modify the seminar title. And one thing that I like to do right away is make a change in the preloaded names list. So right here, this is actually going to be Lou Castillo, and we could also put Josh Brown in here. And if you put an asterisk behind the name, it's going to be listed at the top of the list as a presenter. So that's how I would do that. The rest here doesn't matter. You can just leave that the way it is. So that's it. That's all you need to modify the squeeze page. Now you make sure you don't hit update seminar because that would override the setup that you already have that you want to keep. But you hit clone seminar. And as you can see now, we have a new cloned seminar here. Let's take a quick look at the squeeze page. This here is the icon where you can view the registration page, and that's what it looks like. The dates, the schedules that we have here are Thursday, October 20th, 5 p.m., 9 p.m., and Saturday, October 22nd at 3 p.m. Now, there's one more thing that you need to do to get this really up and running, because as of now, this submission here, this opt-in form, goes to the old bucket of the previous webinar. So in order to change that, you go back in here, go to Edit, the new webinar, and then you go down here into this field right here, registration sign-up box. And we can draw this open, make it a little bigger. And now what I do, and it's a little bit inconvenient, but that's the way you need to do it. You take your code that you're getting from the new bucket, and you go through each field here, and you change it. You change everything that's different. And that way, the important customization, which is, webinar specific with the schedules and all the other stuff, you don't have to touch that, but you do have to touch the fields that are specific to the bucket. And I'm going to pause that real quick and pull up the new one, and then I'm going to go over back and forth. So here we are. Here we have the new code. This is the new code. and everything from below here where the form code starts is relevant and important. So I'm going to pull this open wide, and then I go in here. So this is sign up 8093, and I go in here where it says ICP sign up. It's something else, so 93 comes in here. Now I already know wherever it says 8076, it's going to be 8093. So I'm going to go through this here and change the ones that say that, and then okay, that's all for this. Let's go to the next one. 8093, blah blah blah. The redirect, you don't need to change that, so don't worry about this one, and don't worry about this one. Now comes the stuff to worry about. Well, email, date, time. None of that has to change. Here's the stuff that has to be changed. List ID is different. Okay, so just grab this value here. Come over here, look for list ID, and replace it with that one. Then special ID and value of that. So this is kind of, this is kind of funky the way I like to do this. So like that, blah blah blah, blah, blah. Shazam. Okay, so save one time going back and forth. Client ID is the same. Form ID, that's the 8093. Let's see if we already caught that the first time around. Yes, we did. Okay, that's already done. And that's all. That's all. The script isn't really used here, so don't worry about that. Just worry about the part within the form and end form tags. And we've got that all. And again, within that, worry about anything except for the redirect and the error redirect fields, because they go to their own things here, and that's already set up. That should be always the same. So don't change that. Change only the fields that we just went through, and then go ahead and hit update seminar, and there you go. So it took about 7 minutes total since starting this video to fully confirm and get the first step, the new squeeze page for the new promotion, up and running, cloned from an existing webinar. That's essentially the same webinar. If it's a totally different webinar, then of course it's more complicated, because then you need to change what's actually on the squeeze page, and not just the technical stuff, but actually the copy and the video and other things that are on the squeeze page. All right, but that's it for this, and I'll show you the second part when I'm ready for that, and I'm going to put that in a separate video.